What's going on, Aces? Welcome back to the channel. I hope that you guys are enjoying your Monday evening. So, as many people have dubbed 2024 the year of exposure after Cat Williams in his interview with Shannon Sharp on Club Shay Shay, well, 2024 is not over yet, y'all. So, Royce Reed from Basketball Wives has decided to speak up and speak out about her former relationship with NBA star Dwight Howard, the father of her son. I'm going to let you guys hear from Royce in her own words, and then I'll give some commentary at the end.
Hey y'all, I'm Royce. I'm a little under the weather, but I'm going to get this out. So, this is my story about how my life changed beginning July 31st, 2004 to now. All because I had a baby by Superman. Part 1. July 31st, 2004, I was at the movies at Downtown Disney with two of my friends. When three male figures walk in, one looking to be about an inch away from being a midget, the other very skinny and he had a bad acne problem, and another one who was extremely tall. As they come over to the concession stand, we are greeted with, "Y'all in my book." Our response was, "What book?" He goes, "My yearbook." I then respond, "No, sweetie, I'm grown." He goes, "No, my magic book. Y'all used to dance with the magic." Oh, yes. He's like, "I'm the rookie." Oh, hey. That's how that went, okay? And he was talking about, oh, y'all not dancing this year, that we left them with the Lion King. Like, it was a bunch of niceties and goofiness, and that was it. He still had braces. It was nothing. So we go to see The Notebook, and they go to see something that I used to think was Transformers, but it was something along those lines. I don't know. Maybe iRobot. I don't know. Anyway, about 10, 20 minutes into our movie, I go to the bathroom because I am now in a full-blown argument with my then boyfriend, who is breaking up with me because he is swearing that I'm at the movies with a dude. Obviously, I am not. But he was very insecure, and it was just an ongoing thing with us. So we broke up that day, and I was devastated because, what? I got dumped. Anyway, walk out the bathroom, and Superman is sitting there on the bench. And he goes, "No one should ever make you cry like that." Okay, thank you. And he's like, "Nah, you know what I'm saying? I'm young, but no man should ever make you feel like that." He had braces. So I'm like, again, thank you. And I go on about my business, and I go back to the movie. And I'm in the movie doing all of this, of course, on my little aim, my little sidekick. But by the end of the movie, I'm just kind of over it. So we're walking out the theater, and they're leaning on the car like they're in Boys in the Hood. So we're walking across the street, and his cousin comes up to me, which is the one with the acne problem, and he goes, "Hey, my cousin trying to holler at you." And I was like, "Well, why is your cousin not over here?" So he calls him over, and yes, we exchanged numbers. And yes, it probably was because, not even probably, it was because I was trying to make my now ex jealous. It is what it is. I was 24, whatever. So his first text to me was, "Hey, this is real name, the tall guy." So if you've ever seen me put TG on something or heard about that nickname, that's where that came from. So anyway, fast forward, 2 months go by, and I have not gone out with him. I haven't really said too much to him outside of AIM and, T-mail. So I was just being an asshole. Well, realizing that my relationship is now over for real, my dad is like, "Well, why not just go and hang out?" He's like, "You don't have to do anything." He's like, "But just hang out. Have some male companionship." Not like that, but just someone to hang out with and have fun that enjoys doing goofy shit like me. Right? So we decided that we're going to go to the movies at Festival Bay, which is now changed names probably like 20 times. But we go to those movies, and I'll never forget this day because this is when I felt the shift. But it was a man and his son. And the son ran up to me and was like, "Oh my God, you're a magic dancer." And I'm like, "Yeah, I am." That never happens, y'all. People don't know the magic dancers here. Like, no, for real. People don't know the magic dancers at all. So I was like taken aback, and he asked if he could take a picture. He pulls out a real camera and he takes a picture. After that day, there was a shift. I started getting invited to promos, to fashion shows, to theme parks, like, team events. I was everywhere. And I had stated a few times that I was thinking about going back to dance, and he was against it. So I did a brand ambassador tour with Cherry Vanilla Dr. Pepper, came back, and I said, I've made up my mind. Like, I'm doing this. And was he being supportive of things that I was doing? Yes. He was at the fashion shows that I did with Gaucher. Yes, that Gaucher. Hey, girl. He was coming to my parties. I mean, he was around. So I'm not going to say like he wasn't doing anything. He was. But I wanted my career. I went back. The team took me back, knowing what our history was. I danced that year. The next year, I said I wanted to go to Miami. I said I wanted to dance for the Heat. That was my dream team, either there or the Dallas Cowboys. And both of those he was completely against, and I had no idea why. He would offer like our suggestions for other teams, but never those two. Just completely against anything in Texas and Miami. Now you'll know why. I audition for the team. I make it. Yay me. And after a couple weeks, there's a couple girls that are just treating me weird, and I didn't know why. Well, I ended up finding out that he had cheated on me with one of my teammates who used to live in Texas, but now was coming to the Heat, and he had been trying to get both of us to not say anything. Anyway, broke up with him and was trying to live my best life, y'all. Really was, right? And I ended up getting in an argument with one of my best friends on the team that you all know is Super Black Girl, Tracy. Got in an argument with her, so I was suspended for 2 weeks. So I went to Mexico with my DJ friend, and we had time of our life, whatever. Came back, and my phone is blowing up, my little sidekick, and it's him. And I'm asking for advice from my DJ friend, and he's like, "Hey, just go and talk to him. Just see what he got to say. Just hear him out. Like, maybe he really is sorry." Okay. I go to the hotel, and at first he wasn't in there because he was at like team meetings. But then he comes in, and we're in there and we're talking, and he's pleading his case and asking for forgiveness, talking about how much he loves me and that he'll never do it again, that I'm the one for him, I'm perfect this, perfect that, all these things, y'all. And I said I would think about it. I said, I'll talk to you later. So I walked to the room, I walked to the door, and he pulls me back with my arm, and he's like, "Well, can I at least have a hug?" Sure. That hug turned into kissing and touching and our child being conceived. I did not know I was pregnant until about a little over a month later when I was in practice, and one of the dancers who, funny story, ended up marrying the head coach of, that's not important, sorry. So after practice, I go to Walgreens and I buy a pregnancy test, and I take it home, take the test, call my brothers and girlfriend, wait for the results. And when I see them, I start bawling. I literally lost it. I saw my entire career just disappear. And I was devastated. I called my mom in the same state of mind. She's losing it. She's freaking out until I finally tell her, like, I'm pregnant. She goes, "Oh, I thought you killed somebody." That's how hard I was crying. She asked me if I had told him, and I said, "I've been texting him. I've been texting his cousin. I've been texting his best friend," and nobody was responding. And I said, "Mom, I cannot be a mother." And I said, "Please help me. Like, I cannot be a mom. I'm not ready to be a mother. And she was like, well, you're going to have to tell your dad. So for 2 days, I waited for a response. And when I finally got one, the response was, I was asleep. I responded, for 2 days, you just played a game in Milwaukee last night. And then he responded, I thought you were on birth control.
Okay. Okay, so she gave us an opening about how she met Dwight Howard. Um, from what I'm hearing and reading on these internet streets is that her NDA is up. So she is spilling all the tea. I'm going to bring it a little bit more present, where she talks about how Dwight Howard was talking to their now 12-year-old son about being intimate, and he was really crude, really crass, really inappropriate, in her opinion. So let you guys hear.
Now, another day, I walk into a conversation that is being had with my 12-year-old son about sex. He was having this conversation with our son, along with two of his friends, and they were talking about heterosexual relationships, homosexual relationships, threesomes, where their G spot was. And this is a bunch of dudes, y'all, talking to a 12-year-old. So, and telling him that he's gay because he hasn't touched anything. When I tell you my child was not even allowed to listen to the radio until he was 10, I mean that. We were Disney Live. We were Kids Space Live. We had satellite radio. I made sure that I was raising him in an innocent way.
Okay. So I guess, Royce has been making several videos. If she, gives an update, I'll definitely bring that to you. But I will say this. I feel like, of course, hindsight is 2020. I'm not going to shame her. She was young. We've all done foolish things in our youth. But I don't know what she needs to do, because on one hand, you don't want to keep your son from their father. On the other hand, I feel like Dwight is someone who his behavior may not be something that, she definitely doesn't want her son to emulate. She doesn't want him to be a role model. And this isn't the only thing that, she's spoken about in regards to Dwight Howard not treating her well. His reputation precedes him. He doesn't seem to treat many people well, although his fiance is, she's posting pictures, with him on the gram. So she says she's sticking by him no matter what stories come out. So, listen, in this economy, I get it. No, I'm joking. I'm joking, because there's no amount of money in the world. But if she likes it, I love it. I would just tell Royce, try to be the best mother that she can be. If she does have her son around his father, I would be present. I would have, and not to sound like a social worker, because I'm not, but that's a mother. And if you want to protect your son, keep those visits supervised. You know what I mean? Because after all the crazy stuff that we've heard about Dwight Howard, um, I feel like he may not have the character development that is necessary, or the emotional intelligence, the maturity, whatever adjective you want to use. I don't feel like he is someone who she feels comfortable having their son around without her presence. So, just make it to where um, you can be present. If you need to bring, some friends with you, I don't know if you have a brother or uncle, cousins, somebody, but make it, a group affair, family affair. Not saying, to keep your son from his father, because you don't want that, but stop leaving him alone with him. I'll say that. With that being said, you guys, let me know your thoughts Please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will talk with you in the next one. Take care, Aces. Bye.